Hello, my name is Liza, and today I'm going to share with you how I made my creepy skeleton pumpkin centerpiece. I've seen them with snakes coming out of the holes, but never skeleton heads. You'll need a DollarTree carvable pumpkin and a sack of the 8 skulls, a bag of the dried Spanish moss, a candle holder. I liked this one because it had a cross on it and it gave it a cemetery feel, and one of the large skeleton hands. Begin by tracing circles onto your pumpkin. I found a 1.5 inch size circle is best for these size skulls. With a sharp knife, I cut out these circles to create a hole. Be sure to cut straight into your pumpkin so that the skeleton head will fit. As I did it this way, they don't fit. So here you can see I did all 8 holes, and they are now deep enough for the skeleton head to fit into. Next, we're going to take some black paint, paint our entire pumpkin, including the interior of the holes, so that no white styrofoam will show through later on. Then with your hot glue gun and some Spanish moss, add it to your hole, as you can see here. You're going to jam in your skeleton head into the hole. I didn't use enough Spanish moss on the first one, but I rectify that for the other 7 holes. As you can see, much more Spanish moss now. Continue until all your holes are filled. Next, you're going to take your large skeleton hand. I took a heat gun, I softened the plastic, laid something heavy on it until it would lay a little more flat. I flipped it over, and then I put my pumpkin on it to make sure that my pumpkin would sit on my hand level. I took my candlestick, I added some of the dried Spanish moss to the votive holder and a skeleton head, flipped it upside down, and onto the back of the hand, hot glued it. Then I started to make my stem. Once again, I used tin foil to make my stem, but this time I was going to cover with paper mache, which is just flour and water, a mixture of flour and water. I cut up some newspaper, in my case a circular, because we don't get a newspaper. And I coated each strip of newspaper with the paper mache mixture and wrapped my aluminum foil stem. Then I needed for it to dry, so I took it outside and had a margarita. Actually 2, because it took a long time, but it's Florida and it's like an oven. Then I made sure that my stem would actually fit in the center where the pumpkin stems go, and it did. So I painted it with the elephant color, and I also painted a chenille stem and a leaf. Then I took my pipe cleaner and I wrapped it around a pencil once it was dry, of course. And then I glued my leaf underneath my stem, and I pulled my spiral so that it was longer, and I also glued that to my stem. And then I took my stem and I hot glued it to the top of my pumpkin. I added some more Spanish moss to the top to cover the base of the stem, and I added a small skeleton head to the base so that it would look like he was going to hand you a skeleton head. And I laid my pumpkin on top of the candle holder, and ta-da! My skeleton project was done. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And as always, comments are always welcome. I'll be back again soon with another project. Thank you. Take care.